So what do you call yourself? Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Hey, what can I do for you this fine day?
This is your destiny. Hot, hot, hot.
Right now.
Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Kick it.
Come on in and enjoy yourself.
Right now.
We gon' party like no one else. Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Hey now, what you say now? It's your girl LaTangela, and thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to hang out with me for another edition of the LaTangela Show, where we'll chit about this and chat about that. And you know, I always want for you to join in on the conversation. Hit me up, Twitter alert, at LaTangela Faye. And of course, all of my links are posted at LaTangela.com. I'll have it there for you, LaTangela.com. There you can subscribe for the LaTangela Show podcast, giving you the inside scoop on your chance to win all types of prizes. I mean, think about it. It's Mother's Day weekend, right? Happy Mother's Day to all of our mothers and mother figures. And to those of us who may have been missing those who have already gone on, you know, we're going to do our best to remember them and to highlight them for the impact that they've left on our lives, celebrating their legacy. Hey, coming up, I have some of you folks that are making headline news for some feel-good reasons, and some that are making headline news for all the wrong reasons. Some random research, and if I read it, I gotta tell it. And I might as well tell it to you. But look, let's get serious, Louisiana. Here it is. Our stay-at-home has been extended until at least May 15th. Yes, it has been extended until at least May 15th. How are you doing with this? Now, we have some random research that's coming up on that, a survey that was conducted, but I need to ask you, how are you doing with this? Are you maintaining mentally? Are you intact? Are you really abiding by the rules of this hashtag stay home? We're doing our best to get those numbers down, and thank you so much to all of our frontline workers who are working behind the scenes on the front line, everybody who's playing their role in sacrificing their lives, their safety to help ours, to help protect and serve us and our loved ones. We appreciate you, and we cannot thank you enough. And you know, being that everyone copes differently, COVID-19 has rocked the nation. So of course, right here in the capital city and surrounding areas, we felt the impact of it as well. And our governor, John Bel Edwards, he has a lot of different resources that's stemming from his office. But there was this one, it's a Keep Calm Through COVID hotline. It's a phone number. I'll leave it here just in case you need it, in case you want to speak with someone. We're going to leave it to the professionals. Or maybe you know someone that probably could use an unbiased ear. Retweet it, hashtag it, I don't care, just share the number. It's 1-866-310-7977. And it's a national number, so even if you're checking it out while we're streaming on YouTube at LaTangela Faye, it's a hotline number that's toll free, and you can call it too. It's the Keep Calm Through COVID hotline, and it's 1-866-310-7977. Be sure to share that hotline. Check it out, check it out, check it out. Now, you know, I had to do some random research because a lot of things have shifted for us. Kids are now homeschooling. You're now the teacher. Yeah, there's no more PTA. You're it. This is it. But you're also doing it while working from home. For those of us who still have the opportunity to get the job done, but doing it from home. Have you felt less stressed because you're working at home, or are you feeling more productive because you're working from home? Well, according to Matova, they actually conducted the research, and it states that 57% of people who are now working from home said that, look, I've learned how to get into the swing of this, and I don't mind working in my fuzzy slippers and rollers if the company says the same. Well, a few other stats that they also stated is that 48% of us feel more productive at home. Only 29% said, I feel less productive. Now, how many of us are missing our coworkers? I know they get on your nerves day in and day out, but now you kind of miss them. Also, according to Matova, they said that 76% of people working from home right now are using Zoom or other video conferencing on a daily basis. Whereas at the office, you didn't have to talk to people as much, not as much, but now you got to go above and beyond and make sure that the systems are in place and everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. And a lot of us are saying that, you know what, I'm okay with checking emails, but outside of that, I I miss my IT department. Sometimes I hit the on button and it'll do everything but cut on. Where is the IT department when you need them? Yeah, well, they also stated that a lot of changes are going on, and now that companies are learning how to adjust, maybe, just maybe, we'll see a lot more at-home jobs coming to the area. And you know, if you're looking for some jobs and resumes and the unemployment information that's coming out and is being updated daily, LouisianaWorks.net has been an amazing tool. Thank you to everybody who's there and working behind the scenes to make that happen as well. You know, unemployment has been skyrocketing due to COVID-19. This pandemic, it's no joke, and people's lives are being affected by this more so every single day. And as we're extending this quarantine and chat edition of the LaTangela Show, I want to hear from you. What are some of the voids that you would like to see filled? We're here to bridge the gap, open a line of communication, and to bring a cure towards this cause, right? Well, I have some great news for you. Everybody's asking the questions, how do I stay active in times like these? How do you keep your energy level up in times like these? Did you get your steps in today? Yeah, I mean, it's a question that we now need to focus on because we don't go as much as we used to about a month ago. Well, according to DNYUZ, they said that they found out that 4-second workouts might be enough. Caught my attention. I said, let's do tell. 4-second workouts might be enough. Walking is really in its heyday right now because all we want to do is get out. We want to let the sun soak in and we want to have a good time. We want to feel like we're going somewhere. So we're walking. Walking is at an all-time high for a lot of neighborhoods, a lot of residents. But a new study just came out in the Journal of Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise. And it says that, look, we might be able to counteract all of the sitting down that we do by implementing 4-second workouts at a time. Researchers wanted to see if super short bursts of intense exercises did any good. Now, listen, before we even get into this randomness, let's just do this. Beep, beep, beep. Here's the disclaimer. Make sure that you check with your physician before you do any of this. For 4 seconds, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, thought about it for a second. Listen, check with your physician first. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this. The studies actually used bikes, and then they said some type of sort of high intensity workouts, whether it was the kicks, whether it was the jump rope, whether it was an exercise bike for 4-second increments. Baby, it takes me 4 seconds to get up and think if I'm gonna cut this machine on or not. I don't know, DNYUZ, you might be onto something, maybe not. Dear class of 2020, listen, we did not forget about you. The party is still gonna happen on your behalf. Dear class of 2020, I know, the road is a little cloudy right now, but the vision is still clear. Dear class of 2020, now if nothing else, this year has taught us that you are going to grow through this and you're going to come out stronger and swinging harder than you even thought was possible. You've got this. You've got this. And although we're still practicing this social distancing and we may not be able to gather together and celebrate you right now or love on you the way that we would like to at the parties, the kickbacks, the crawfish boils, just know that we are still in your corner and we are rooting for you every step of the way. And you know, you have a lot of great people that are pulling it together. And class of 2020, you are taking over. I'm sitting here reading through Billboard and you're making headline news for all the right reasons. We've seen your hard work. We've seen your dedication, and a lot of people are pulling together like Oprah Winfrey, Miley Cyrus. On May 15th, there's going to be this big celebration. Oprah, she's going to give the commencement speech. Now, you know, I was in line to do that, right? But some kind of way they said Oprah agreed and, you know, I sent the email a little too late or whatever the case may be. Just know that it's okay. It's good. We're going to tag team and we got you. I'm going to tell you that she going to be there and now everybody good. We good? Yeah, we're good now. Also, LeBron James, he's pulling through to do something amazing. And also for the class of 2020, you know what it is. The Obamas. They're going to throw a celebration on your behalf as well. So listen, the entire month of May, it's all the way up. And it's only all the way up for the class of 2020. Cheers to you, my friends. Cheers to you. And we want to put you on blast. Please send me your graduate, whether it's an email, a Twitter alert, Instagram, hashtag class of 2020 at me. And that way we'll be able to give you your shout out, celebrate with you. And look, parents, if you want your shout out, because look, we made it to the finish line, I'm here for and with you too. We got you. Now, I had to dig deep, but according to Mirror on the Wall, Mirror conducted a survey and they wanted to talk to the parents. Parents, how are you doing? No, really, parents, how are you doing? The kids are at the house running you up a wall, but you got to figure it out. You really do. And we have the research to prove that stress, it might get to you, but see, by 11:54 a.m., that's when they say it starts to boil over. I'm not quite sure why it's at exactly 11:54, but according to Mirror and their research and the 1,000 parents that they surveyed, they said that stress peaks at 11:54 a.m. and you don't get to come down and de-stress until about 8:39 p.m. A new study found that the average parent doesn't get to relax until 8:39 p.m. each night because you're too busy juggling work, juggling chores, juggling meals, juggling kids. And 3 out of 4 parents said that they normally don't have time to relax until later that evening. And 8:39 so happened to be the number. 8:39. So tomorrow, I want you to check it out. If it's about 11:54 and you're starting to feel a little stressed, if they got it right. If it's 8:39 and you're starting to relax, if they got it right. If not, we're going to have to tell Mirror, look, y'all don't know what you're talking about. But don't blame Tan. I read it. I had to tell it. I might as well tell it to you, right? Well, look, I had to dig deep, and I found some of this good news, some of that feel good because love is in the air. According to DC, a couple out in DC got married in the middle of the street last Saturday. Yeah, love is in the air, and it's also in the middle of the street. Now, they were scheduled to get married in March. COVID-19 hit, plans were ruined. They still loved each other. They said they didn't want to wait until everything is over, so why not just take this party to the middle of the street? That way all of their neighbors can practice social distancing and they can join in on the ceremony. I like it. That is so sweet. Congratulations. Also making it for the headline news, there's a group out in North Carolina. They decided to create a website, and it's called pledgemycheck.org. A lot of people have been telling us how they suggest we spend our stimulus checks. Well, the small group out in North Carolina, they actually put together this website called pledgemycheck.org that encourages people to give their stimulus money to charity, whether it's the entire check, a percentage of the check, anywhere from $1 to the entire $1,200. In the first week alone, people pledged almost $20,000. Now, 2 students at Florida State, they actually launched a website called Kindness Amid Coronavirus. Kindness Amid Coronavirus that tracks good news stories just like these. So there's a map that shows exactly where the good news is happening, so they can conduct their own research as if this is the happier state of giving, if the next state over is the happier state of giving. So hopefully we make the list of Kindness Amid Coronavirus, and everybody's good as we're inching our way closer to healthier days. Wait a second. Now, some of the stuff, I just cannot make this up. I'm not smart enough to make this stuff up. Some of our folks are making headline news for all the wrong reasons. Let's take a quick virtual field trip out to New York to see what's going on. Questions that need answers and all that good stuff. Now, a woman in New York, she decided that she wanted to turn up and have a little fun. She stole a police car and made headline news for this evening. Almost nobody is on the road right now because everybody's with the hashtag stay home. Even some of these insurance companies are giving us our money back because we're not using our cars as much because people are deciding to abide by the laws and stay home until things get back to some sense of normalcy, right? Well, not this lady. She's a 28-year-old woman named Cassie Moses. Dear Miss Moses, you got to be more careful. Now, she decided that she wanted to get out last weekend and do a little bit of this and a whole lot of that. And she went out, had her a couple of drinks, and decided to steal a police car. A cop actually decided to chase her and say, hey, ma'am, you can't do that and you may harm yourself or someone else. all jokes aside, like it's a dangerous situation. So last weekend it was a slight chase. They actually caught up with her, and Cassie Moses, she was like, look, I thought it'd be fun to take his patrol car. They caught up with her because she got stuck in traffic. The one road she decided to go down, there was a train. The train held up traffic. And that's how they caught Miss Cassie Moses. 28 years of age, still in cop cars in New York, in the mix of everything else that's going on. It's not clear if she tried to use the sirens or not. I don't know. I'm not sure if she was that advanced in using a cop car that she stole, but she is facing several charges. This is the do not make list. She's facing charges of grand theft auto, criminal possession of stolen property, stolen from the cops, and reckless endangerment, according to the New York Post. Now, see, those are headlines that you just do not want to be a part of at all, ever. Now, also, Wallet Hub, you know, they pretty much do a lot of great, accurate research when it comes down to where we're spending our money, how we're spending our money. They trace our money a lot. They never give us any money, but they trace our money, like, all the time for every reason. And the states where self-isolation is the easiest and the hardest. I was trying to see if our state made the hardest, because we can't seem to sit down. We can't seem to sit down. So I was trying to see exactly where did we fall. And I want to hear from you. Where does your state fall on this list, according to Wallet Hub? Now, they may need to reevaluate this situation, but according to Wallet Hub, as they ranked all 50 states, according to how hard self-isolation has been, they looked at things like how much people socialize normally, how popular group sports are, how big tourism is in the area, and how serious each state has been about non-essential visits. Those were the top qualifications as they ranked the 50 states. According to the results, the hardest states to self-isolate are Utah. Didn't see that one coming. New Hampshire, didn't see that coming. Montana, Colorado, and Alaska. Yeah. I can almost see Colorado, but the others, not so much. The easiest are Alabama, Mississippi, West Virginia, Kentucky, and Rhode Island. Now, of course, they have the complete listing for you at Wallet Hub, and I want you to check it out. I still think they need to reevaluate the situation. I mean, when did you conduct your survey, dear Wallet Hub? These are questions that need answers. Don't forget to chime in. I want to hear from you. Twitter alert at LaTangela Faye. And of course, you can always hit me up. All of my links are posted at LaTangela.com. And while you're there, I would love for you to subscribe to the podcast and check out my new book. My 4th book is now done. It is now on a bookshelf near you, and it's entitled Poof. P-O-O-F. Poof. For power over obstacles forever. No matter where we are in our lives, we all will have challenges, those obstacles, and we have the power over those obstacles forever. And I want you to check it out. Share it with a friend, a coworker, family member, a graduate. Check it out, LaTangela.com. Now, you know, I love to do some random research in the Did You Know news briefs. And as I was digging for some of these random research items, I saw a couple that was like, did you know that Post-its were invented by accident? The Post-its, the little sticky notes that you use at the office, that you use around the house, that the kids are using for homework. Yeah, they were invented by accident by a scientist who worked at 3M, who was actually trying to create a really strong adhesive. So he was coming up with something like Gorilla Glue, and he said, oh, well, I think we came up with something different. Even though the yellow color was by accident, because he asked the next door creator, the offices that were next door, can I borrow some paper? And yellow paper was the only color that they had scraps of, so that's how we came up with the yellow Post-its. Who knew? Who knew? Did you know that Axe body spray, you see these commercials everywhere, but Axe body spray is actually called Lynx in England, Ireland, Australia, China, and New Zealand. So if you're ever traveling to those places and you're using Axe, they're going to look at you like, we don't have that here. But they do. They just have to call it something different. They have to call it Lux because of licensing. Yeah, I guess somebody was beefed out and didn't want to share the name. And also, November Rain, one of my favorite songs, followed by some really great information. November Rain, Guns N' Roses, Sweet November Rain. Yeah, you familiar with the song, right? Okay, good, just checking. It's the longest song to ever make the top 10 on Billboard charts. It's a really long song. It's 8 minutes and 57 seconds, and it's the longest song to ever make the top 10 on any Billboard charts. And it hit number 2 in 1992 behind Baby Got Back with Sir Mix-a-Lot. See? Did you know? News brief and the jukebox edition. You know, sometimes you just have to take a musical journey and think about it. Some of your favorite songs have some of the best stories behind them. Like, I was reading the other day that the lead singer of Queen and Michael Jackson, they were supposed to get together and record an album in like 1983 of nothing but duets together. But Michael Jackson kept showing up to the studio with a llama, with a pet llama. And the lead singer of Queen was like, say, bruh, I'm not going in the studio with Michael Jackson and his pet llama. So needless to say, that album never happened. I don't know which one is worse. Like, I don't know who to blame for not letting this album happen. Freddie for being scared, or Michael for being a little weird. Like, who's walking around with a pet llama just saying, hey, I'm on my way to the studio, we're about to roll in this thing. I don't know. I think it would have made for a really great album cover though. And maybe the llama could have hit an 8 count. Llama, a llama, a llama, a llama. No? Oh. And look, you know, we were talking about how everybody's into this Zoom, FaceTime, group chats, and we have to use it a lot more often now for work than before. Well, according to Forbes, and if Forbes is reporting it, it's got to be legit, because Forbes, they don't play that, all right? Well, coming in, topping the list, looking scruffy. In all fairness, the barbershops aren't open. Maybe he been through quarantine for a minute. Maybe she just wanted to try something different with their washing set. We don't know. Like, is it scruffy? Or is it their new look? Who am I to judge? Forbes? I don't know. They said that bosses should dress nice to keep their personal hygiene up. Looking professional sets an example and shows respect for their staff. Okay. Hog the call. According to Forbes, your boss should not hog the call on the Zoom. So even bosses need to comment a little shorter. Leave room. Give that extended breath and pause in case anyone else on the screen has something to say. How about we keep these Zooms a little shorter? No? I mean, because some may be quarantined by themselves, don't have nobody else to talk to, and we here for 3 hours. Hey, listen. Also, keeping their mic on at all times. Forbes, I can kind of feel you on that, but then again, I kind of can't. What if there's a lot of noise in the background? They can't keep their mic on. As a matter of fact, I don't like everybody's mics on while we're talking in the middle of a call. You got 30 people on the call. Everybody's microphone is on. Some got TVs going. Some got people in the background cooking breakfast. Some got doors slamming shut. I think this is a case by case, Forbes. I don't know if I really agree with the entire list. They also said have a busy or unprofessional background. They should not have a busy or unprofessional background. Okay. Simple backgrounds are best, especially if you're the boss. Okay. Or a virtual background should be work appropriate. Well, maybe I want that virtual background to put me on the beach that I want to be on anyway, Forbes. Forbes, you're real judgmental in these days and times, and I don't know if I like it. They also said that including too many people on the Zoom calls may be a tad aggravating. If you have a staff of over 500 people, just because you can get all 500 on the platform doesn't mean that everybody needs to be there. Okay, I get you. But maybe we just miss all of our co-workers and everybody want to Zoom. Forbes, I don't know. But here's something I need to know if you're guilty or nah. These are questions that really need answers. According to SWNS, they've conducted research, and I don't know if they talked to you, but they asked me a question or two, and I was like, Get out my business. In my business or whatever. They say half of us are driving around in a messy car. Half of us are driving around in a messy car, and 1 in 4 would rather clean a toilet than clean their car because it's so messy. Is this you? No, really. Is this you? Guilty or no? They said that a new survey found that 49% of people actually admit that their car is usually a mess. Now they have a few other quick stats that might just kind of tap you. Now they said when people were asked the dirtiest spots in their car, what did they say? What were some of the top answers? Okay, the floor, the back seat, the cup holders, the dashboard, and the trunk. The top things that are currently junking up the car, what are they? Topping the list according to SWNS, crumbs, empty bottles, food wrappers, and old magazines. Oh yeah, and a couple of blankets. They say just over 2/3 of people with messy cars said it's embarrassing when they have passengers. Then why have a passenger? If you can't clean it up, why pick them up? If you can't clean it up, why pick them up? Don't pick up no passengers and you got crumbs and ants everywhere. Shake that rug off. Shake it off. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. And now we got a little extra time at home. Go outside and do that tomorrow. Please. It also stated that 7 out of 10 people said a messy car is a turnoff. Right. And half of us would think about canceling a date in person if they showed up in a filthy car. Now, if you show up in a filthy car, and I took time to get halfway cute, and this is a fresh fit, come on, really? Really? Hey, look, it's almost time for us to get up and get out of here. And thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to hang out with me while we chit about this and we chat about that. It really means more than you know. I appreciate you so much, and I really mean it when I say I want to hear from you. So hit me up, Twitter alert at LaTangela Faye. And of course, those letters. I want those letters. Attention, LaTangela Sherman at P.O. Box 84665, Baton Rouge, Louisiana 70884. I'll have all of the information scroll across the screen momentarily. And you know, LaTangela.com will take you to all of my links. Whether you're getting a copy of the book, Poof, or the other 3, if you're subscribing for the podcast, if you're downloading some of my music, or if you're sending me an email, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'd love to hear from you. LaTangela.com. And you know, being that it's Mother's Day weekend, thank you to all of our mothers. Thank you to all of our mother figures. And for those who have already passed and gone on and have left their love and legacy behind, we celebrate with you in their memory. And a special shout out to my mommy. I love you. I love you. I love you. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Good night.
Going over all little steps, sometimes with no kind of help. Digging through the soul to the core, knowing there's so much more than the block posted right in front of you. Got me praying, asking God, now what we gon' do?